Welcome back everyone, Mudford here. We're out in the shop tonight. Just got a new furnace that we're going to put in there. Not really new, but new to me. This is a Trane XV90. It was set up on natural gas. Picked it up off of Craigslist Marketplace for $150. This is a 92% efficiency. You can see the vent comes out PVC. It's got the inducer fan. He had a trouble code with it for pressure sensors, and it tripped out on him a few times, and he just went and bought a brand new one. But everything looks good on it that I've seen. I'm going to go ahead and get it hooked up. I don't have natural gas like he had. I got propane where we live. So we got a propane conversion kit. It has the correct orifices for propane. I'm going to put them in. They go down there. This is a downflow furnace. So I'm going to have a filter up here. And it's going to blow the arrow down here. We're probably going to put a short duct out that way, and out the front. And I'm going to make all of those so they're removable, because we're in the garage and we got to weasel stuff around it. So we'll make them so they can come off easily. But the first thing we're going to do tonight is we are going to make a stand for it, because we're probably not even going to be close to code or anything like that. But we're not too worried about that. But we are going to try. So we're going to put it 2 foot off the floor. So that's kind of recommended for garages. If you check, I did some research online and they said at least 2 foot in the air. So we're going to go ahead and make a stand. I'm not going to get into that. You can see I got some around the base. It's just sitting on cement blocks now. But I'm going to fab up a stand for it that's going to be 2 foot high. So I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to start converting it to propane and getting the vent hooked up and all that stuff and wired in. So I got the stand built. Not perfect welds on it, but it'll do. 24 inches up to the furnace from the garage floor. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get this as level as I can. I don't think the floor is perfectly level here. We're going to get it right where we want it. And I got some, I think they're called Tapcon screws. We're going to put a few of them in here. And then we're going to, that way it'll be fastened right where we want it. I'm going to do that first before I put the PVC. So I got some 2-inch PVC. All we're going to do is connect it on here and go out through the wall there. Just going to take a hole saw and put a hole just big enough for the pipe to go through the wall, and I'll have it sticking out the wall. The intake I'm just going to leave just like that. I'm just going to throw a filter right on top of there. And then the water, this is for the condensate. I'm just going to put that out the wall over there. I got a 3/4 inch piece right there. We'll get that out the wall. And that'll be all for that. Once we get that hooked up, going to temporarily hook up. I don't know, it's kind of dark in there. The gas valve is in there. We're just going to bring a piece of pipe out here, and we're probably going to temporarily hook it up on a 100-pound cylinder and see if we can get this thing fired up. So I got my masonry bit on the drill. It's the one that's recommended for this size of the Tapcon screws. I'm going to go ahead and get it for sure where we want it, and then drill some holes. First I'll drill through with a bigger bit through the metal. Then I'll drill through the concrete with that bit. We got 4 screws holding it, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. The sides are just a little bit higher off the floor. I could put some in and put washers, but I didn't bother with that just yet. Probably won't. I'm gonna run the 3/4 inch condensate line out the wall first, because when I found my hole saw, it was already set up for that. There we go. We got a little bit of a drop to it. It should drain pretty good. So I think that's set. We'll just put some caulk around there. Okay, there we go. We're just gonna glue all that. Put some caulk, high temp caulk here, and then I'll put it around the holes and we'll have this part all done. Right now I'm just gonna run it to a outlet. Got to get some black pipe. I'm gonna put that in a regulator, and for now I'm just gonna have a 100-pound cylinder that I'm gonna try running it off of just to get it running. One thing we can do now before we get it hooked up, we can go ahead and get the propane conversion done. So we got to change the orifices and the springs. That should be a fairly quick job. And then once we get it set up, and we're going to try to get it running, and then we will adjust the springs to get it running good once we have the propane hooked up. So we're just going to pull the cover off here. On this particular model, once you get the cover off here, you can see the orifices here. There's 4 of them, because we have 4 burners. In order to get them out, we have to take the bolts loose here, and that'll take the whole gas valve loose, and then we'll be able to pull it out and change those out. So we're just going to take these 4 loose. Okay, now we can just move this out of the way here. Swing it down a little bit. And we can see our natural gas orifices right here. So we'll go ahead and pull them out and switch them over. Here is the natural gas orifice that was in there. It's a 45. And the propane orifice is smaller. It's numbered as a 56. You can see the size difference. It is quite a bit smaller. This is what we're putting back in. So in mine, I just have 4 to replace. And I'm just using a 7/16 ratcheting wrench for it. So we're just going to do that same thing for the other 3. Okay, we got it tightened up. All the orifices are right where they need to be. Everything's lined up. We're going to go ahead and slip the cover back on. I had taken this off for the pressure switch too when I was moving the gas around, so we got that back on. And then this has to fit up inside on the top. That, and then it swings down. So the next thing we have to do is get in here. We have springs that need to be changed out. If you have a 2-stage furnace like this, you're going to have 2 set screws here. A single stage will just have 1, so you need to buy a second conversion kit, but not the full conversion kit. You just need to buy this part of it with just a spring. Otherwise, you'll end up paying a bunch extra you don't need to get a bunch more orifices that you don't need. So the only thing we need extra is this spring, which we're going to change. And we already have 1. I'm pretty sure I changed the high spring already. So we'll take the low one out. Once you take the cap off, you just have a plastic adjuster here. There should be a spring in there. It'll be a little bit different, not much, but the rate must be different on this, which I'm totally don't understand, but I'm not gonna argue. I don't understand what the difference is when we're gonna reset them anyway, because we have to adjust these and set them with the furnace running. I don't understand how that's gonna make a big difference. So we're gonna leave these caps off. Because I'm sure we're gonna have to do some adjusting. So I guess the next thing to do is to get the propane hooked up right here and the electrical wired up. Just got back from my shopping spree to Lowe's and Tractor Supply. We got a Wi-Fi smart thermostat. The reason why I got this is so that I can leave it set at around maybe 50 degrees or so. We'll see. Not sure yet what it'll be, but we'll probably start with 50 degrees. And then I can use my phone when I know I'm going to be going outside maybe in a couple hours, and I can crank the heat up, get the garage warmed up. Even if I'm at work, I can do that, which will be great. This is going to be nice. And this was only $79, actually. It was on sale. So I've got everything hooked up on the furnace now, at least temporarily. I've got gas hooked up here, at least temporarily, with a 100-pound cylinder with a regulator on it. Everything should be good. Power's wired up to it. I've got a thermostat, I think, correctly wired. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on. I've got the propane conversion completed. I've had the stove running a little bit. Now I'm going to make adjustments here on the gas valve for low and high. So I took the screw out here. This is on the output side of the solenoid. So we're going to have a couple different pressures we're looking for one for low and one for high. So we're going to test that with our digital manometer. You can pick one of these up on like eBay or Amazon for like right around $40. Should work perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And I'm going to get it to the correct units. We want inches of water. So I'm going to go ahead and set it up here, and I'm going to trigger my furnace to come on, and I have an app for that. I've got a Honeywell wireless. I wanted that specifically for the garage here because, whoops, I didn't even get to it yet. It's already turning on, but we're going to go ahead and raise the temperature anyway. So I raised it up to 65. Gas came on. And we do have a little bit of pressure here. Let's see. From the paperwork I've seen, it should be higher than this. It should be 7 on low and 10 on high, I believe. All I'm getting is 7.5 roughly. It's putting out some good heat. It's kind of on low, I guess. So I just measured the front of the opening here of my stand, and then I have a few pieces of sheet metal I got from Lowe's. Cut it to the size I needed, and then I figured out where I wanted my little duct to be. Cut my hole, put it in. I'm gonna go ahead and tape this up a little bit just to make it a little better, probably unnecessary. Then I'm gonna tape this on here and then screw this down to the stand. I'm gonna do the same thing all the way around except for the back. I can't do that with the back one. It's right up against the chimney and I already screwed it down to the floor, so I'm just gonna fit it to the inside. Should be fine like that. So my size works pretty good. I'm 24 inches off the floor for my stand, and the pieces of sheet metal I got were 24, so works pretty good. I went ahead and cut this sheet metal to size for the side covers, and I also got them ready for the vent pipes. So those are ready to go in. So I've been busy under here as well. I got the back panel in. I just need to get it taped at the top, and then I'm gonna put some screws in. And then I've gotten this all taped in around here to keep the air from going through the frame and coming out. Now I just need to finish this up. I just need to finish the back up and slap this, then I'll slap the sides on and we'll be all set. So I got everything done that I want to do on the inside here, so I'm ready to close up the sides now. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to grab these sides that I pre-made and we're going to get them put right on. I'm just making my own vents out of the caps for these, so I just made some lines on them. I'm gonna go ahead and cut them out, and hopefully this one turns out good. If it does, we'll do the same for the other two. It's so nice to come out to a warm shop in the morning now. So it's 70 degrees in here. Furnace is working perfect. I decided last night that I was going to come out here this morning, so I went into the schedule on my phone and set it. So at about 11:30 last night, I went to my phone and set the schedule for 7 o'clock to turn it up to 70 degrees in here.